So usually it was people going out and seeing just themselves with binoculars and, write in the rain notebooks, and observing what they saw. In my case, it was these little fluffy guys. So this was kind of what was done for centuries, within kind of ecology and fieldwork and trying to understand the animals and ecosystems around us. But the technology that now enables us to do this a lot more efficient actually has quite historical origins. So the first kind of bioacoustic recorders were used out of the Cornell Lab of Ornithology and required an entire wagon to drag them around. So this was in the 1930s. Things got a bit more kind of miniaturized in the 50s, and we had actually somewhat handheld recorders. But this is, now going on 100 years ago that these first recordings, bioacoustic recordings, were taking place. Camera traps have a similarly long history. The first camera trap images were actually taken in like the early 1900s, by George Shiras. So he had a system that had a tripwire where if something hit it, it would trigger a flash on like 35 millimeter film. So these were kind of the first camera trap images that we had. And fast forwarding all the way to kind of present day, now things are a lot cheaper, a lot smaller, a lot more power efficient, and we see a ton of different kind of models for bioacoustic recorders, drones, camera traps, and within that, it's also kind of important to recognize that a lot of these innovations didn't come from kind of ecology themselves. They came from other spaces that were then adopted. So trail cams largely were used initially by hunters who were trying to find where deer or elk were coming, and then they've kind of been like co-opted for conservation as well. Acoustic recorders, a lot of that technology came from like the film and media industry, and then those microphones and stuff were then taken and used for this use case. Drones started really with military applications, and now are being used in conservation. So it's kind of interesting that the kind of conservation tech field is actually a lot of pulling technologies from other sectors and co-opting them for use in conservation.